How y'all doing? It's like it come a time in life where like the good news don't always fall on your end. Where you will know like yeah, it's always a flip side to this. Now here it goes where this is brother his wife called me, right. Um she said, hey, my husband's in trouble. He fighting a federal case. Um she told me it was a possession of a firearm case by a convicted felon. And so I asked his wife, I'm like, okay, he been convicted of a felony and he's in what state? She said he's in Kentucky. And I also asked his wife and I said, how long he been arrested? How long he been locked up? She said he been locked up for over a year. Now I decided to take the case. When I took the case, he had a record. Yeah, he had a background. He had a lengthy, a little decent little background, but nothing's too hard, right? Um, so as I took the case, I was very convinced that we was gonna win because one thing that nobody could, like nobody have done as a convicted felon was challenge the Second Amendment to being a convicted felon. So when um when I prepared this whole thing for him, right? We made sure we rehearsed. We was on the phone and we talked, um, and and he was convinced because he was kicking their ass for a few days. The jury was basically on his side. The jury was listening to everything he was saying. They was even taking notes. You had over 14 witnesses came to that trial and all testified against him. And he cross-examined every last witness on that stand. And when he went to the final six, the very next day was for closing. Once he closed, today was the verdict. And it was guilty on all three charges. Being a felon in possession of a firearm, um, traveling or manufacture a firearm and traveling with a firearm out of state. So basically, they claiming that the firearm was made in another state, and so they found him guilty on all three charges. Um, Being a felon in possession of a firearm, like when you fight in a federal case, it ranges from 3 to 10 years. But with priors, he can average out 7 to 8 years, but at 85%, because it's not like state cases where it's 50%, it's 85%. And like, what hurt me the most was talking to his wife because she was lost. Like she was lost for words. There's nothing that she could say. And when we prepared for this, like we was really on it every single day. I'm talking to him. The feds was listening to us, y'all. Y'all gotta understand what I'm saying. This is a dirty game, but you gotta know how to play it. That's why I don't recommend a lot of you guys just to follow some shit you see on YouTube if you don't understand this. If you really don't know how to maneuver as a national, you really don't know, what to actually do and how to live as a national, do not do it. Do not change your status. So do not be too quick to change your status. So yes, I understand the whole system. I understand it more than the average person, right? But at the end of the day, it's a lot of people that want to follow this information, but with little bit of knowledge of it. So they try to exercise their rights. They want to do this and do that, and they put themselves in a boiling pot of hot water. You know, and that defense was something I was like, how? How did you lose? But I'm gonna tell you guys something, right? During this entire trial, the last witnesses, right, they came the six that came late. Guess what happened? The FBI came to their house the night before the trial. And when they came to their house the night before the trial, they informed them that, hey, watch out for this guy. He's gonna ask you a lot of questions regarding the Constitution. And that raised a red flag because you will find out that a lot of jurors that was on that case, I would not be surprised if no agent seen them that night. One thing about federal cases, they very rigged. They really rigged. And a lot of information that the jury received, like, from the defendant and everything like that, a lot of times they come and make a twist to it. But like I say, we took an L this time. We took the loss. We took the loss. And it's different strokes for different folks. It's different strokes from different folks. This is the same defense that I use, but everybody's different. Everybody understands the system a little bit different. When you're dealing with courtrooms, it's all about the art of persuasion. It ain't even really about the law. It's all about, are you able to convince someone? And if you're not able to convince them, they're going to oppose you, which means go to the other side. So the person who I truly feel sorry for is his wife, because right now it's like he been gone for over a year right now, and now have to face 10 years in prison, and he know he wasn't wrong. He know he really wasn't in the wrong. There's just the flip side to it. That's the flip side to being a national, y'all. So a lot of people who rushing and want to just do something just because they see it on YouTube, learn, study, pay attention. Please pay attention. Read every day if you have to. And the special appearance, you can challenge any of those things. The moment you go inside the courtroom, they got jurisdiction over you. But I will say this one thing: get out of it. If you want to be free, you have to get out of jurisdiction, and you got to know how to move accordingly to be out of jurisdiction to maintain separate. So no, he wasn't a national. He didn't get his status changed over. He didn't put in certain affidavits. He didn't cancel contracts or anything like that. He was just challenging everything based upon the Constitution. And what I would do one day is I'm gonna give you guys the whole script of what he said. And this is my defense. This is what I used when I went against them. And they didn't even allow me to use any of that, but I still was able to win. But the problem is, it just might not work for everybody. Everybody's different. Everybody background different. Everybody looks different. Everybody persona is different. Everybody's state is different. It's always a right plan, the right place at the right time is always the wrong place at the wrong time. So this the time we took a L. It's national, y'all. People who exercising their rights. People who like really, into this stuff. Like following our sovereign abilities. Living out our whole purpose. Now this is the time we took a L, and we got to take it. And it's like, when we lose, we go to jail. When a prosecutor lose, they just go home and rub their head. And this is why I say it's a very risky game. This is a risky game because a lot of people don't know it. They don't have the sufficient knowledge to know how an arrest work, what established jurisdiction, or how these type of things come into effect, or how to talk to a jury when you try to persuade them. Um, um, yeah, he was already contracted with the state. I'm not gonna say he wasn't, but he put up a good argument, a very, very, very good argument, better than any argument I ever seen on YouTube when regarding like the Constitution. He put up a really good argument. The only thing about it is they was always a step ahead of him. Remember, I've been talking to him for the last week, and every night we talk, the FBI is listening to our conversations. They listen to the game plan. They listen to how I'm talking to him. And I will not be surprised if any of those jurors had something to do with him being guilty, right? Now check this out. When you go to trial, you get like a whole script of the jury pool. And I need for him to select the 7 jurors that he had, because I need to do an investigation, me personally. Because I feel like it's time for me to file the petition to the federal court, which is the Supreme Court. Not just the federal court, but the Supreme Court. Because now it seems like the FBI been getting away with a lot of stuff. It's like they very strategic. They calculative, but at the same time they have many resources for investigation, many resources to spying and everything like that. So I would not be surprised if they heard every conversation that we ever had on the phone. I would not be surprised. But I feel like I feel like it's always a loophole, y'all, for us. It's always a loophole. It just gotta be the right person. I feel like I'm gonna be that person to do it. Now, check this out. When I fought the case in Florida, I filed a petition to go to the federal courts and fight my case. They rejected my claim. They didn't want me to in their courts fight anything, so they rejected the motion for me to fight my case in a federal case in a federal court. So what they did was they let the state of Florida have jurisdiction over that claim. So it's a crazy world we live in, man. It's a real crazy world. I understand that, but when you get to the jury trials, really, best argument wins. They don't know nothing about jurisdiction. They never even heard of jurisdiction, probably. They don't even have a clue about jurisdiction. They don't know nothing about the common law. They don't know nothing about the Constitution. They only know about what's being said. That's just like you a jury, right? You never in your life heard about money laundering, like broken down, right? So when you go to court, you just hear two people arguing. Which argument sounds best? That's one you rolling with. So, but I wouldn't even say the arguments that the prosecutor had was more sufficient than what he had. The problem is I don't know if the jurors was stopped or federal agents went to their house and did an interview with them. Somebody right now who can be a juror was investigated by them or threatened or paid off to say they're guilty, because this is going to change history. Because if a convicted felon challenged the federal government on the basis of the Second Amendment and that case was beaten in trial, that would be on the books. So every lawyer who will file a motion to dismiss a case will be on the basis of Antonio D. Williamson versus the United States. That would be famous. That would be a big case. So this not a small case, y'all. This not just he beat the case and that's it. This is a real serious case, because nobody made a Second Amendment argument yet on behalf of the felons, not people who are not felons. I'm talking about convicted felons. No one made a Second Amendment defense and was allowed to make a Second Amendment defense at trial. If he was to win the case, that would change the entire narrative. But since he lost the case, they won. They won. And we do have appeal options. We do. But at the same time, I feel like I'm about to step in more. I'm about to help him out even more, because I'm about to have my own investigation. I need the name of their prosecutor. I need the name of the agents that took the stand. I need the names and the addresses and the information of all the witnesses that was at trial. The reason why, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I need to figure out the details of what's really going on. Like, cause I know something was rigged. He had the trial. He really had the trial. Like, when you know someone got the trial, he had the trial. I gave him his paperwork. This the thing, y'all. I gave him the defense. I'm the one who gave him the defense. And the defense was so perfect, so thought out, so organized, so neat, and so simple. For him to lose it, it has to be something. It has to be something. And for every juror to say guilty and it's not been a mistrial or something like that, something happened. I truly, honestly believe and know something happened, because this what one witness is how they lied on the stand. He asked the witness, "Hey, have they ever tried to get in contact with you?" He said, "No." "Have anybody talked to you about, you know, about this whole trial?" He said, "No." So he said, "When last time you seen them?" He said, "Yesterday." What did they say to you? That you was gonna ask a lot of questions about the Constitution. What the fuck? It sounded like he lied. Thought he didn't talk to them. A lot of you guys, when y'all fight these cases, make sure you do research on the jurors, because if we found out any juror was tampered with or was told to make up a lie or change the verdict, or they was paid off somewhere, that juror will be in jail, and the United States will be sued. The United States will be sued, and it doesn't have nothing to do with the case. Literally, it's not that he beat a pistol case. That's not. If he beat the pistol case, whether he win or lose, that's not the totality of this case. This is the first time in history that a convicted felon challenged the United States on the basis of the Second Amendment, and also challenged the supremacy clause, claiming that the Constitution is superior over the federal statute and the state statute, and that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, which will exclude the federal statute and exclude the state statute. And for him to lose that shit at trial and not nobody said not guilty, it's a problem. You're not going to convince me that it's not a problem. You're not going to convince me. And on top of that, and this is the crazy thing about it, every person that he cross-examined, he asked him the same question. He said, "Hey, sir, have you took an oath of office?" He said, "Yes." Now, what specifically was in that oath of office? Do you supposed to uphold the United States Constitution? He said, "Yes." Do you carry a firearm? He said, "Yes." For what reasons? He said, "For protection." He said, "No further questions." That's what he asked every single witness, including his arresting officer. Then on top of that, he asked the police officer, "Do you swear to take an oath to uphold the United States Constitution?" He said, "Yes." "Do you carry a firearm?" He said, "Yes." "For what purposes?" He said, "For protection. No further questions." Yeah, y'all, it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy, y'all. Yeah. Yep. For a firearm, y'all. Yep. For a pistol case, man. So now it seemed like we got to a point now that the Second Amendment is eradicated. Throw it out the window. Second Amendment don't exist. The Fourth Amendment don't exist. The Sixth Amendment don't exist. That's why people in jail for 10, 20 years awaiting trial. All the amendments thrown in the garbage, y'all. The real organic the United States of America is out the door. For him to lose this trial, it is insane. And I have to have my own investigation to investigate the whole matter. Because right now, everything looking sketchy. So I'm personally doing my investigation. And I wish they would have picked the case up on me. And I wish I was able to fight the case. I truly wish. And it's been many times like I'm trying to enlighten people and wake people up to this truth, but it's like nobody get it. A lot of people just don't get it. Even the people that I teach, a lot of people just don't get it. And know the Constitution is out the window. The Constitution do not exist. We won't have this many damn statutes that's going against the Constitution if it did. So yeah, y'all, he ain't lost, man. And it's sad because put everything to the side. Put feelings to the side. Put the Constitution to the side. No one was hurt. There was no violence involved. It was only a gun that was on him for protection. And he had to spend 7 to 8 years in prison for a piece of damn metal. Not because he killed nobody. Not because he shot nobody. Not because he kidnapped nobody. Because he was carrying his Second Amendment. So when I talked to his wife, I was like, man, I couldn't even really talk to her the way I really wanted to, because I felt like that was just a smack in the face. It was a smack in the face, like, because honestly, she's hurt. It's not like she It's not like he robbed a bank and I'm telling him anything. Or it's not like he killed 6 kids or something like that. It's a piece of metal, y'all. Do y'all realize that we don't have the Second Amendment no more? Do you think we name a case prior to 1950 where a person had a firearm charge? More laws that got enacted in legislation, the more of our rights went down the damn drain. Went down the damn drain. And what's the problem is the democratic form of government took all that down, took everything down. And it's so crazy when you say power in numbers, right? I feel like it's the system has less number. The system has less numbers than we do, and a lot of us believe in this shit, but somehow we constantly getting found guilty. A lot of you guys got driver's license. Why are you guys not showing up to be jurors? Why are you guys not putting the effort into helping people exercise their rights? Because there's a lot of people that know about this information, but I'm like, how the hell is so many people getting found guilty for unconstitutional crimes? Like, for unconstitutional crimes. I mean, for like they was utilizing their constitutional rights, but they get found guilty for exercising them. That's just like you got the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, right? There was no exception to the Second Amendment. It wasn't saying you have the right to bear arms unless you are a convicted felon. That's not in the Second Amendment. Or the Second Amendment don't say you have the right to bear arms unless you mentally ill. That's not in the Second Amendment. Or it might say you have the Second Amendment unless you old or unless you under 10. That's not in the Second Amendment. There was nothing added on to the Second Amendment other than you have the right to keep and bear arms. And it's like a lot of people know about this information. It's a lot of people that have guns in America. So how the hell can we slip up and fall for these fucking federal and state statutes and not finding these people not guilty? Now it'd be a different if a dude pistol whipped somebody or you shot up somebody or something like that. But picture just a normal person getting pulled over with a gun. He's a convicted felon, and you arrest him. And the people who claim they know about the Constitution, claim that they love the Second Amendment, claim that they love their gun rights, found him guilty. I don't get that. And he got found guilty in the state of Kentucky. State of Kentucky, you can find a gun on the sidewalk. That is a real true gun state. It's a real true republic. Well, I guess it's borderland republic. I don't know. I know if he was in Texas, that wouldn't happen like that, because Texas, and I want to say Tennessee and Mississippi, those are 3 states that would allow a convicted felon to have a firearm. All you have to do is after 5 years, you can before 5 years you can have a gun in the house. After 5 years you can carry any gun after 5 years, but you can't have it in the house after your parole time, just for a little bit, and then you can open carry and conceal carry. That's the good thing about Texas, and that's why I told my wife, I'm like, why would you want to move to Illinois? And it's a Democratic state. That's like moving to hell. That's like moving to hell. If you move to any of these Democratic states, you literally moving to hell, because if you plan on exercising your rights and enjoying your freedom and liberty, this would be the stupidest state to move to. If you live in New York, California, Illinois, New Jersey, what else? Like any of those states, those are not Second Amendment friendly states. Now Florida is. I will tell you that. Florida has some strict gun laws, but Florida, everybody out there's pro Second Amendment. Florida about to be a constitutional state, and that's why I'm moving back down there real soon. We're moving back down there, y'all. I just don't get how he was found guilty on the Second Amendment in Kentucky. In Kentucky, a right can never be lost. That's just like saying you have the right to breathe, but if I do something wrong, I can lose that right to breathe. No, you have the right to breathe. A right is something unalienable. A man cannot control a right. A woman cannot control a right. That's just like saying you have the right to move around, but I can't take your right forever. I don't have that authority. But I could have that authority if I have you on a particular contract and you subject to my jurisdiction. Yeah, that could happen. But realistically, the Second Amendment is not, it's no exclusion to the Second Amendment. It's not saying once you become a felon, you can have a gun. Show me that anywhere in the Constitution. It's nowhere near in the Constitution. But guess what? You can find it in the federal statute. That's what you can find it at. But you can't find it in the organic Constitution. In the state of Kentucky. I'm highly disappointed in the state of Kentucky right now. Kentucky's supposed to be like what Texas is or what Tennessee is. It's not even like that. You only can lose your liberty through contract. If you're convicted of a crime, that has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. I'm finna explain this to you, right? Now, I'm gonna tell you guys something crazy. The Fourth Amendment protects a person and a property from unlawful searches and seizures, right? Right? This is how the Fourth Amendment works. If I'm driving a car, I got 10 kilos of cocaine, right? Say if I got it in the trunk. Police claim they smell weed. They open the trunk. A lot of the police violate your Fourth Amendment. It's not like you hopped out the car and beat his ass, or you up the pistol on him, or you had the cocaine powder smeared across the windshield. A lot of these people, Fourth Amendment rights being violated a million times. Even when the police want to kick inside your door. When the police come and kick inside your door early in the morning while you sleep and your whole family sleep, they violated your damn Fourth Amendment. But the Fourth Amendment can't be taken away just because you're a felon. Because the Fourth Amendment still stands. You know how many convicted felons beat cases based upon unlawful searches and seizures? Why they haven't been taken off? The reason why they want to take the Second Amendment off, right, was because that was the way to set up gun control. You got to realize, America is one of the only countries in the world, in the planet, that cannot have a martial law. If y'all don't know what martial law is, it's when the military come taking your guns and try to take over shit, right? You can't do a martial law in America. You're going to die. The military will die. The police going to die because everybody have guns. There's more individual gun owners in America than the military, FBI, police combined. We outnumber them 50 times. So it's 50 people that have a gun to every agent who work for the government. You get it? So they can never have a martial law in America. And so that's why they wanted to regulate firearms so much. That's why they say you can't have a fully automatic firearm. Show me in the Constitution where there's an exception. Whether I want a damn rocket launcher, an AK-47, or just a regular handgun. The reason why so many regulations coming, because you got to realize the federal government, which will be the federal United States and the Congress, is constantly enacting laws through legislation to lock our ass up. And they keep locking us up. And we don't understand it. And we just don't get it. But no, martial law can't happen in America. Martial law cannot happen in America. A gun is, like you said, a gun is a gun, bro. Dre, a gun is a gun, man. If they was to try to do martial law in Texas, they'd get slaughtered. Everybody in Texas have guns. Or Indiana, or what else? Tennessee. Tennessee has some of the best gun laws in the country. No, Texas. Texas and Tennessee like neck and neck. But I want to say Mississippi number one. Like Mississippi, like you can open carry, conceal, no license. Tennessee, open, conceal, no license. Indiana, open, conceal, no license. Kentucky, you can open carry with no license, but to conceal, you gotta have a license. It's weird, like so. This whole idea of the Second Amendment has been taken away from us. Yeah, Ohio code. Yeah. So this whole Second Amendment been taken away from us, and yeah, y'all, he lost. He lost on 3 counts of felon in possession of a firearm, felon manufacture a gun, and also felon going across state borders with a firearm. Like say if you live in Kentucky but you went over to Tennessee and you had a gun, that's considered a federal crime. Yep, that's considered a federal crime. Yep. So if that's a federal crime, then it all depends on, do you got contracts in the state? You ask me if you can buy a car for somebody, can you drive around with no plates? If the car ain't registered and you don't have no contract with the state, you on the do not detain list, you got your passport and everything, you good. I drove around with no plates all the time, but I always got pulled over when I drive around with no plates. That's the time I do. I actually got a video, y'all, that I never posted where I got pulled over, but my friend sent it to me, and it's a weird long video for nothing. It's not really much content. Let me know if y'all want me to upload it. Yep. Yeah, Texas like the Wild Wild West. Y'all love Texas. Y'all exercise that Second Amendment. So when I go to Texas, I can't wait. Yeah, I'm gonna post it. But if I go to Texas, I want to live out there. I want to open carry and concealed carry. And I'm so mad. I want the feds to pick me up now. I want to fight a firearm case. I'm gonna show y'all how to do it. I'm gonna show y'all how to do it for real, for real. Y'all might get one of us, but y'all ain't gonna get all of us. And it's like I say, you can't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. You can't let your right hand know what your left hand doing. Just like it said in the Bible, you got to be like organized as possible. And I feel like us talking over the phone compromised us in so many ways. I feel like it truly did. When I'm talking to him on the phone, I'm giving him the defense, and then I sent the email over to his wife so she can drop it off to the Fed. They looked at the whole transcript. They look at the whole breakdown. Hey, what? And they analyzed the whole trial. They had the whole trial rigged. It's a federal case, y'all. So you tell me this. The juror, a regular guy, he might work at O'Reilly's Auto Parts, right? So 5 federal agents come to him. We need a guilty verdict by tomorrow. You don't think he gonna give a guilty verdict? He work at O'Reilly's Auto Parts. You don't really think he gonna give a guilty verdict? It's the federal government. Everything's quiet. The feds don't work like the state. The feds will investigate you for years, analyzing you, tracking your phone number, tracking your vehicle, tracking all the relatives and people who connect and close to you, watching your social media, listening, watching your text messages. The feds is very calculative. And don't get me wrong, I'm 10 steps ahead of them. They don't even know that. I'm 10 steps ahead of them. But realistically, you just have to be smart. Y'all, I want y'all to really understand this game so much where it'll make your mind blow, because you'll be like, damn, I really understand what's going on. It's bigger than the Second Amendment. It's bigger than exercising your rights. When you start learning about all the United States codes and you know how to strategically break down what's actually going on, well, all power to you. All power to you, man. Yeah, I just want to pray for our brother, man. I just want to pray for our brother. It hurt so bad. It really hurt it so bad today. And I feel more for his kids and his wife, because those are the ones who hurt the most. 10 years ain't one day. 10 years is a long time. 10 years is a long time in prison, y'all. It's a real long time. I said that a while back. I said it's going to take the people to free the people, but the people don't want to free the people. The people work for them. Who you think paid the jury to be on the stand? It's the federal government, which is the United States. Who you think paid and financed the prosecutor to prosecute the matter? The United States. Who you think paid for the housing situation at the federal facility where inmates can be housed at? The United States. Who do you think paid for the judge to get compensation? The United States. Who do you think paid for the attorney or the public defender that'll be representing you in the case? The United States. Who you think paid everything? The United States, y'all. Every goddamn thing. You gotta be so critique with this. You gotta be so on point. That's why I don't even keep mail in the house. Rip all that shit up. I don't even put my name on nothing. Everything just gotta be private. It don't even matter. No, everything gotta be private. No more licenses. No more. No, I don't even care. People come to me, hey, I want a job. Fuck a job. Then you get to a point where jobs want you to contract. You can't even be private and then still go work for compensation anymore. They want you to get a driver's license. They want you to bring a social security card up to the job. They want you to get a voter's registration, all type of stuff. And it's crazy, y'all. It is really crazy, and it's getting insane, y'all. This is United States, not the United States of America. This is United States. This is what they own. They own the District of Columbia. They own the District of Columbia. In the District of Columbia is all the artificial addresses. So 123 Main Street is the United States. Your driver's license with that artificial address is the United States. The car registration with the artificial address the United States. All this stuff is the United States. That's why I try to maintain private as possible. Private. EIN. Everything private. That's why I don't take the system serious. It's a game. Remember, I keep telling y'all, it's Pokemon. Pokemon 5, Pokemon 6. So when people around her serious and taking this stuff, oh my God, I'm about to lose my house. You gotta put a land patent on it. You gotta know the system. You gotta understand. Once you understand the system, you can do anything you want. You could be a felon in possession of a firearm. You could do it because you understand the game. You understand contract. You understand how police get you. All right, look, I got a couple more videos, right, that I haven't released of a couple of my students. So the police asked me, like, hey, man, what do you reside in? He said, sir, I don't answer questions. He said, so you don't have any contact? You don't have a phone number? He like, I don't answer questions. They even pulling you in for jurisdiction by giving a phone number, giving an email. I'm like, what? They is asking they asking so many things, y'all. They asking so many questions just to pull you in. Yes, this is Pokemon 6. Pokemon 6. It's not real. It's because you got to realize all this money right now, what we dealing with is credit. It's all credit. It's not money. So when people, so say for instance, you got an 800 credit score, 6 years history. Everything is digitized, so it's online, it's credit. Car dealership offer you a loan, $89,000. You pick up a car, no down payment. How did anybody pay for anything? All the bank did was extend you that amount of payment and want it back. That's why I'm like, okay. Guess what? I don't legally. It's not illegal for a person to not pay debt. It's not illegal, right? So I would take that car, and I would try my best to take it off my credit report, make sure the addresses don't link up, and also skip tracing. I make sure skip tracing doesn't link up to me, and I'm all good. And I found out, I'm talking to a brother last night. You know, he was a skip tracing specialist. Now, this is another client of mine. You know, he deal with skip tracing. So, and I asked him, I said, man, what's some tactics y'all be using? This man said he literally called the bank, right? The bank that the person, you know, bank with, like one of the people who have a loan, or no, people who have accounts and collections. He said he called their regular bank and said, hey, do you guys have their updated address on file? And then so the person who he had a bank account with, he'd be like, yeah. And he'd be like, can you confirm it? And then the bank will give them the address, and they'll go right to the address, pick up the car. So I know how all skip tracing work. I just got 10 more days and this whole truck gonna be done. But we're not even worried about the damn truck. I'm worried about this whole Second Amendment, y'all. No, I don't have a GPS on this truck. I don't have no GPS. I have Uconnect, right? Uconnect have not been registered to my truck. I have to register it. So this truck ain't got nothing. That's why it's best to have trucks anyway, because a lot of trucks don't have GPSs. And I bought it cash out with a check. Now, some people, look, this how GPS work. The only way they will put a GPS inside of your car is if you if you finance in-house. So say for instance, I know a lot of you have you ever heard of Santander and all that stuff? Now what Santander do is, right, Santander will help you finance the car. They're going to take it to the back to do the refreshing and all that. Then they're going to install a tracker, because Santander going to require them to chip the car. It's not an outsourced payment. When I went inside the dealership, I had a draft check from my bank. So when you get a draft check, you pay the car off completely. Just put them as the lien holder. And it's a way you could take them off as a lien holder. The goal is just, yeah, Santander, man, they bogus. But the goal is to just wait till they charge off the debt. After 120 days of no payment and they can't repossess the car, they gotta charge it off for booking reasons, right? Because the books gotta count out. You gotta charge it off as bad debt. So once they charge it off as bad debt, then it's charged off. They sell it to collection agency. This the key thing. I have no promissory note with the bank, so they can't even get a judgment, meaning making me give it back, or the people who even bought a debt wouldn't even want the fucking car, because I don't have a promissory note with the bank, right? So that's, you got to be 100% straight with that. I don't have no promissory note with the bank. So the title, say they'd be the lien holder, I can get the lien now. I already filed a bond on the car way before I even received it. I filed a title bond. Now, you can't get a title bond if the car have a lien, but I filed it way before they was able to even get the title. They wasn't even able to get the title and registration to the car till 2-3 months later. I didn't request it. The lien holder requested that. So the lien holder makes sure that the car get registered. Not me. I did not register my car, but I did update all the addresses to rural free delivery, living non-domestic, and the zip code is all zeros. So, once I did that, damn. So after that, that's when they put them as the lien holder, so they was on the title. So once Navy Federal, once they put them as the everything like that, they have ownership over the estate. Now the thing about it, of course, I have possession of it, so it's mine, right? But realistically, to remove the lien, two ways to do it. I can get a rebuilder's title, which I don't want because it's going to lose a lot of damn value, and I do not want to rebuild this title. Or I can get the lien released by selling it to my company, which I will do. When you sell it to your company, you pretty much transfer the title and transfer everything out to the person you sold it to. They contact the lien holder. The lien holder might charge them $500 just to release the lien for documentation purposes only. All you gotta do is produce the lien holder the bill of sale. You can make your own bill of sale. You send that shit to them, they release the lien. They release the lien, you own the vehicle. Free car. 1099, it's free game right there. But let's go back to the Second Amendment. Realistically, the United States is a corporation. The United States is a corporation, y'all. Everything is run by commerce, everything. And so when I started playing the game even more, when I got to like level 5 in this game, that's when it started opening up to me. Now, I consider myself a small fry. I feel like I'm the smallest thing when it comes to try to capitalize off the system. I feel like I'm very small, but I also feel like that, I see it now. I really see it. I fully see it. And so when I understand how the system works, you got to look at two sides of it. It's commercial side, but you got the criminal side, but it's also commercial as well. Since you have the commercial side and the criminal side, and both of them correlates, you also got commercial remedies. But the reason why I say the commercial remedies don't work for us, because they are not creditors directly with us. They are creditors amongst self. So say, for instance, the prosecuting authority is the creditor. The judge is the creditor. Picture this. Picture the bank, right? Say the judge is the bank. Say the prosecutor is the creditor, and let's say you the debtor. So the bank needs the creditor, right, to get the funds directly from the debtor, because you have to pay the debt. The prosecuting just extending the credit. The credit will be the charge. So they constantly charging. So every time they make a charge, it's a bond. So every time you go to court and every time you go to jail, you sit a day in jail, you paying off that bond. So you look at it like that. Like it's a game, y'all. But to get out the game and you can live privately is to get out of all contracts with the state. Getting out of all contracts as a state, in the state, it means that you're not a resident or you do not reside in the state. So if you don't reside in the state and you're not a legal fiction within the state, they have no jurisdiction. Because in order to have jurisdiction, you have to be able to serve a claim against the individual. Because remember, all criminal charges are criminal lawsuits. They have to be able to serve it. So if I say I live in rural free delivery, non-domestic, you can't serve that address, so you don't have jurisdiction over the address, right? And I only do this on a private side. I don't do this for my business side, like bank accounts and all that. I only do it when I'm interacting with government. Like putting that on my registration, that's how I interact with government. When I put down my driver's license, that's how I interact with government. And no, they will not let me surrender my license because it's expired. No, it's suspended. My license is about to expire in 11 days. So in 11 days, it's going to expire, and I pretty much can go ahead and I can go ahead and surrender it after that. I could just say surrender it again, and they're going to cancel out my whole file because it's over with. I don't have no more valid license or nothing. It's over with. I don't have a license no more. I update the address. I no longer want ties to that. My registration is good, so all I got to do is I kept that where it's at. Rural free delivery, non-domestic, all zeros for zip codes. So you got to make sure you just be in a private. If you want to exercise your rights and you want to do this, you want to be in a private as much as possible. You really want to be in a private. Yeah, you can get a rebuild title. And the way you get a rebuild title, you can call the company like, man, motherfucking engine blew, right? Excuse my language, y'all. You can say my engine blew. Now, if your engine blew, and you'll say, it blew, and the person who's a dealer, he said, okay, I can get you a rebuilder's title. He can get you a rebuilder's title with no lien. So if he gets you a rebuilder's title with no lien, you gonna have the full title. And all you have to do is say it was damages, but a rebuilder's title have to go in your driver file. So a person ain't finna spend top dollar for a car with a rebuilder's title. That's why I want to sell it to myself. That would have been a better option to sell it to myself, because once I sell it to myself, they can request for the lien release. Because the lien get released, my name is already on the title. I own the car. I'm just waiting, 2 more weeks to get it out the way. Once 2 more weeks go past, it's over with. Free truck. Go back again, do the same thing over and over and over. That's what people do all the time. But people are so crazy that you got these credit gurus. They teach you how to take auto loans and charge-offs off your account. But you don't even keep nothing. You don't even have nothing to show. You don't even have a car, a house, or nothing to show. You just took a whole $70,000 off somebody's auto loan or whatever, but you don't even have a vehicle to show. What type of credit scheme is that? If anything, if I'm a credit guru, right, I'm about to make sure you keep the credit in. I'm gonna take it off your credit report. Because if I'm taking off your credit report and you keep the vehicle, that's a win-win situation. But if you lose the vehicle and we put it in your credit report, you lost. I know people that, like, I know somebody right now, they totaled their Tesla. Tesla went to the tow yard. Now it's on their credit report. They removed it from their credit report. They done it 3 times. But you didn't receive or get anything at the end. You only took a loss. You really only took a loss. You didn't win nothing. You didn't get nothing. You didn't get a Chevy, a truck. You didn't get anything. That's the main goal. All right, but yeah, man, we lost, man. We lost that case, but honestly, we're not about to give up, y'all. We're not about to give up. Yeah, y'all, we're not about to give up, family. We really. I'm about to get my hands dirty too, because I gotta help him out. I'm about to help him and his family out, man. We about to beat these people at their own game. Just gotta understand how to play it. We know how to play it, but they play it a different way. They play it a different way, man. They play games dirty, and that's the last thing. A 500 credit score. If you got a 500 credit score, you'd be lucky to get a 1998 Honda Civic. Shit, nah. You got to put that mud up a little bit. You got to at least get, if you want a good car, right? Let's say y'all want a 2018. Let's say if y'all want a 2018 Jeep Wrangler, right? Now, say if the car, say 40,000. So if it's 40,000, and you got 650, 680, and you got nothing in collections, and you got a good stable job, like, and you showing payroll, now you can show that, and then they might want down payment, say 4,000. Okay, cool. But you have to make sure you remove the addresses off your file where you actually live, because a lot of you guys, this is how repo work, and it's so simple how it work. When y'all default on y'all loans after 2 months, the repo agent got y'all house address. The finance company just called them, hey, I need you to repo this vehicle. They located at this address. Go pick it up. Because the repo is not looking for you. The banks call the repo out to do it. They do it manually. So the repo agent drive every time the finance company send them out. And so say if you not at home, they're going to look at your job. Say if you're not at your job, they might look at your nearby grocery store. You're not over there. They're going to say, hey, you're not around. Okay. They got the trackers on there. Now, when you get repoed the first time, they put a track on your shit. So when they put a track on your vehicle, the repo agent put it, hold on. Can I switch this camera over? Hold on, let me switch this camera over. Y'all see this? Hold on. Hold on real quick. Y'all see this right here? Hold on. Y'all see this? Y'all see the dash, right? Right under here. Hold on. Oh, y'all see it? So right under here, the repo agent, he put it right under your dash. Damn. Let me turn on my light real quick, y'all. Dash right there. You see that? He'll put it on. All right. Damn. It's a big phone. All right, okay. So you see this right here? He'll put it right there. Oh, shit. So you put it right under here. Like, you got to take this off. And when you put it right there, that's how they going to put it right there. Or they'll put it like, they used to put it behind your steering wheel, but they don't do it like that. But you just gotta go to a shop. They'll take it out for you, or they'll put it with your wires. Once they put it with your wires, then you will know. Yeah, you gotta remove that tracking device, or you can buy you a tracker block. It's only $30. You can block the signal from your vehicle, but you can't live in a place where you got the repo. I mean, where you got the auto loan. You can't live nowhere nearby. If you live like 30, even 10 minutes away, it can jeopardize you. I gave them an address that I lived at 2 addresses ago. But yeah, you gotta just be precise. Hold on real quick. Oh man. Oh, shit. Yeah, so I gave them an address I lived at 2 addresses ago. So that's how y'all get a free car, man. That's how y'all gonna get a free car. The goal is you gotta wait 120 days till they charge it off. When they charge it off, it's gonna consider bad debt, and they're gonna send it over to your collections. Once they send the bad debt over to your collections, that's when you can go ahead and take it off your credit. Or you can tell the people, the lien holder, say, hey, I sold the vehicle. Who did you sell it to? Or matter of fact, let me take that back. You don't call the lien holder. You have the person you sold it to call the lien holder. Once they call the lien holder, they tell them that they received the vehicle with a lien on it and how can they get the lien released. Now the banks, they might release it. If they don't release it, even if they don't release it, y'all, you can get a rebuilder's title. Shoot for that. Or you can keep it. Either way, you can keep it. You can still enjoy your car. You can keep it. And you ain't got to worry about them. You still ain't got to worry about them. That's what I'm saying. Like, we ain't paying for nothing, right? We nationals, we state citizens, we all of this, but we paying for cars. And this is the thing. I take most of the average American working income to any other thing besides a mortgage. It's right next to a mortgage. And like I told you, it's remedy with the mortgage too. But the only thing about mortgage loans is that mortgage loans you have to put a land patent on your house. So they'll charge off a mortgage after 180 days, but they'll try to shoot for the foreclosure. So before they even shoot for the foreclosure, you have to make sure that your house has a patent on it. Because if the house doesn't have a patent, they can still get the judgment. So say I'm gonna give you an idea. Say if a farmer owned came and said, hey, I want to pay you $10,000, but I'll build over here in this lot. Now I'm not living in a lot. He said, let's say if some yo, hold on. No, I'm not breaking up no more. Hold on. I might use my other phone. Give me 1 second, family. Give me 1 second. Yo, what's up, family? How y'all doing? All right. Y'all hear me? Am I clear? Y'all can hear me, right? Okay, cool. So now the tunnels that I go through to get out, it lose reception. I don't know why, but it just lose reception when I go down the tunnel. Um, yeah. So one thing that a lot of lenders don't do, they don't file patents on homes, and the patent is the highest form of ownership in America, right? So you always going to have to make sure that you file a land patent, because even if you file a land patent, they can't get a judgment for you to leave the house because you own the land. They own the home, you own the land. But the land has a federal patent to it. So therefore you own the home as well, because anything that's on the land, the home, like anything that's on the land, the land's owns. So if you found gold inside of like my land, that's my gold. If you found a worm inside of the land, that's my worm. Like it's a scenario like that. But banks don't think that the average American is finna literally go and file a federal land patent to obtain the house and take it away from the banks. They don't believe that. They believe everybody honest, everybody gonna follow the right thing, and everybody's gonna behave well. That's all they care about, obedience. They want us to be obedient. They want us to follow all these statutory codes. They want us to be United States slaves of America. But it work like that. I can't even see y'all comments. Let me see. Yeah. Man, I'm real disappointed tonight, y'all. You know, the Nationals, we took an L tonight. So them little sovereign citizen channels, y'all be seeing his name Van Valiant, right? He finna have a field goal today. He finna have a field goal. This the day they gonna be, woo! They lost. Like, I don't know even why they even think of that. You know, like they act like straight agents. They really hate people who exercise their rights. They like when we lose or go to jail or get hit by the police, anything, they get excited. They jump and scream and shout. And I be like, what have we done to y'all? We haven't done anything to them. We literally normal people who just exercising our constitutional rights, and they treat us like like we just robbed the bank or something like that. Yeah, they finna have a field goal with us today. I can only imagine how those prosecutors are eating dinner right now, celebrating with their families and happy that they violating the Constitution and they step inside this maritime jurisdiction. But don't worry, y'all. We're going to have the last laugh. It's going to be so funny when I file this petition to the Supreme Court. And I'm not going to talk about what the petition is going to be. I'm not going to talk about how it's going to be discussed or anything. It's just going to happen. Because we're going to get the last say-so. We're going to get the last laugh. They won now, y'all. They won the battle. We're going to win the war. We're going to win the war. But we need more of you guys thinking like this. We need more of you guys having this type of understanding. That's why I want a lot of people to not just, because that's the thing. A lot of people tell me, like, oh, why you don't read? All you're reading is you're reading material from other people's opinions. You're not reading the state statute. You're not correlating what's going on. That's what people not doing. They complicating this whole sovereign thing into many different things. So they say, I read the Demetrius Stroman book. I read the United States is a corporation, but how does that deal with you on a jurisdictional basis? And you constantly going to jail and you keep talking about you read the straw man. The straw man might not work for you. You read the straw man, what have he taught you? You haven't got nothing from it. All you read was the information, but what physical, tangible remedies came from that? What have you actually knew as far as jurisdiction, what not to do? And like I say, it is so simple, but to the people it seems hard. What I teach is simple, but a lot of people's interpretation of it is so hard and complicated because of what they was taught and fed already. When I learned about the information that I teach you guys, it wasn't on YouTube. It wasn't through no damn book either. It was just literally through the government. It's out the government mouth on how they gain jurisdiction. It was out their mouth. It wasn't out of my mouth, a book mouth, or anything like that. It was out of their mouth. This is how we gain jurisdiction. And when I found out that, I made it so easy on myself to follow exactly the things to not put you in jurisdiction, to follow the rules, to get me out of jurisdiction. And then that's how you become a private person. Like, that's how you can exercise your rights. That's how you can be a felon in possession of a firearm. That's how you can do that. But you know, around the time that brother Antonio, when his wife contacted me, he wasn't a national already. He was just a regular brother. He never did the passport process or anything. He must have woke up on it probably when he was in jail to study on it. And don't get me wrong, y'all. Look, one thing I can say about him, he's very intelligent. He really know how to articulate his words. So When I gave him the defense, I felt 100% confident that he was going to give us the not guilty verdict. That he was going to give us a major ramification, like through this legal system. But when he lost, it's like, he didn't take a loss. We took a loss. I look at, like I said, if you was to knew how I felt before I hopped on live, the way me and him feel both, we felt the same. I felt the same way as him. I felt pain. I felt neglect. I felt, damn, like, but it comes with it. Even though he locked up, we still putting in the groundwork. We still gonna make sure that he get his appeal. We're gonna make sure that he get another trial. We're gonna make sure that we take this to the Supreme Court. We're gonna make sure we get a lot of things changed, y'all. And also, it's a crazy game out here, y'all. It's a crazy game, man. And I'm gonna say it like it is. It's a game. Listen to what I'm saying. It's a crazy game because it's a game. It's a crazy game, man. Not for no piece of metal. Y'all realize when they make pistols, they literally manufacture it with metal, and people was going to jail so long for this, and it's only metal. A piece of metal. You going to jail for all them years for a piece of metal. This is what they doing to us, man. I got another video coming, right? Now this is gonna be kind of exclusive, right? For now, it's really talking about the current conditions of Black America, right? I'm not really, I don't really touch bases on race or anything like that, because I care about it and everything like that. But at the same time, I want to break it down a little bit more. I feel like a lot of our people need to know this type of stuff. I feel like a lot of our people are lost too when it comes to like the Constitution or coming to like rights and sovereignty and law and stuff like that, and also the system. So I'm gonna make a video about it, right? Because a lot of Black people say, they be like, man, I want reparations. I want reparations. I want them to pay us 40 acres and a mule. But y'all don't even know this, right? America's not ran literally by white people. People think white people just run America. They think the system is saying white people only, and that's not true. I'm gonna tell you something. The system is the system, and I ain't saying it ran by just white. It ran by all ethnic group. Now, do we play a major role in the power structure of how this country runs? No, but I will say this: we got our hand in it, but we need to have our hand deeper in the sense of a lot of us having the understanding of how money is made and all this. Because you can have a lot of people out there. You can have a lot of us have businesses, but we don't even report credit, and anybody can report credit. That's some stuff that a lot of people can learn about, Metro 2 and stuff like that. Or even when we say, oh, the bank's not giving Black businesses nothing, you can get a license to lend and extend your own credit. You can extend credit by having a license to lend, a mortgage lending license, a banking license, a credit card issuer license, all that. Like, you got a whole 9 yards, y'all. So, or we'll say, oh, he went to jail because he was Black. But the whole time, if all of us knew about law and we was like the Jews, like the so-called Jewish community, we all had an understanding the fundamental principle of law. That's why it's very good to talk about that, because our culture got issues that we have to discuss as a collective to to think like, okay, we could be doing this, we could be doing that, instead of just like, oh man, America not giving us our fair share. Y'all don't even realize this, right? Y'all know, like, we treat each other like we foreign. We treat each other like Mexicans or Puerto Ricans, like we coming from the borders, but not even knowing that you like the white people here in America. You are natives to this land. You have absolute rights to the land. You have absolute rights to the lending products. You have absolute rights to the infrastructure, the ownership, the everything. Y'all have absolute rights to that. It's just like, you just gotta know too. Don't get me wrong. I know knowledge is a thing that's missing. Like that's the main thing that's missing. Man, like knowledge and like learning about how this stuff works. But once you have the knowledge, you will know like man, you can get some stuff running. When I learned I could report credit, I was a millionaire. I was like, oh yeah, I'm rich. I'm practically rich. I know how to report credit. I know how to actually use the system, Metro 2, and report credit. So just imagine a black beautician, right? Let's just say she offered credit lines or installment loans for doing hair. That can be something she can report on the credit bureaus and have a real good business. Well, let's just say if an attorney, you can also extend credit as an attorney and put that on somebody's credit record if they start paying their bills, their attorney fees. So it's a lot of stuff, man. When I start cracking the code, man, we start learning how this game works, man. You wouldn't even think that we live in the conditions that we in. Like you'd be like, what? How do y'all know this type of stuff and y'all coming from this type of culture? It's just like I just had an open mind to like know, like, okay, we can do this, we can do that, we can do that. We can do anything. Really, the sky's the limit. We could do anything, y'all. Yo, like I wouldn't even like treat us like foreigners. You treat it like you natives. That's how America treats y'all. So if y'all wonder why it's not this or that going on in America for us, like why is a lot of, because why would they help people who got the same equal power as them? Y'all know y'all can be legislators, right? Y'all know y'all can be governors, right? The only thing about it, you just can't be compromisable. A lot of people, like a lot of blacks in power, they are compromisable. I'm gonna name some billionaires right now, right? You got LeBron James, right? You got Shaq, you got Jay-Z. And when I mean compromisable, compromising is in the sense of you will compromise your position and also where you stand with your culture for another culture. Like you will compromise your beliefs, your feelings, your emotions. Not like you will compromise everything for the other side. Like say for instance, Jewish cultures, they never compromise. And what I mean by they never compromise, they will never disrespect their own culture. They will never disrespect anyone in their culture. They will never let no one allow them to they will never let no one outside disrespect their culture. That's what it means to not let anyone compromise your culture. That's just all it is. You just can't be in a position where you compromise your own culture or you compromisable. If we give him $1 million, he'd be a puppet for us. Like, nah. That's the main thing. Like we become puppets once we get into that like wealth and bracket and all that stuff. Like you just, I don't know. That's just tripping, man. You correct, John. Yeah, like I feel like a lot of our millionaires are compromisable. That's why ain't no black banks or anything. Like it's not even a black bank, just a bank that you just own. Like do they say Jewish bank? This is the reason why you got to understand what power is. Power is not just symbolism. We don't need black bank in order to have power. We don't have to have it black owned bank. You just have bank. You just have a regular bank, a normal bank, like a Wells Fargo or a Chase, where we have 100% ownership. And that family, whatever, have ownership over that, he can extend credit to a particular section of the city or a section of the state or a particular group of people. And I look at the stats. Don't get me wrong. I look at the stats. Like I look at Amex, right? I look at like credit lenders. The main race of people who receive the most lines of credit from American Express is not even white people, it's Asians. It's Asians. But Val's not knowing you can extend credit too. You can be your own lender. What happened when you become a mortgage lender, right? Then you can extend as much credit as you like. Like my wife, I just taught her this weekend. I just taught her how to be a notary. Now, a lot of people, y'all might not know truly what a notary is, but a notary play a very high position because a notary is what I'm about to say, it's a public official. And so notaries, they can make their own hours, they can get their own, they can charge however much they want, and they can work unlimited with the power of the state, and they're immune. And what I mean immune, say if they sign a contract illegally, like a legal contract unknowingly, they can get immunity from the state. So that means they won't get prosecuted. And that plays a valuable position. But a lot of our people don't know what a notary is. So I just told my wife what a notary is. She just applied. It was only $200 and some. So you got power of the state and you a public official for $200 and everybody claiming that we don't have rights. Y'all have absolute rights. Y'all just got to know how to tap into that. Like how to report. It's so easy. Like all you got to do is go to Metro and you just have to set up a service agreement with the credit bureaus and get approved. If you got a little barber shop, a store or something like that, you can do all that. If you a business owner, anybody can do that. Everybody do that, but us. That's all you really have to do. You just put something together. Really, just put something together, y'all. It's not that hard. Man, it's extremely hard to park. Yep. Man, one thing I'm gonna tell y'all, look, don't ever move to Chicago, man. Look at this. Y'all see this? Don't ever move to Chicago. Yep. East Indians, when they came to America, they opened up every donut shop, every coffee shop, every gas station. And they just take the credit. They don't say, oh, this is an Indian gas station. They just Indians so happen to own a gas station. You just got to go back to your cultural roots. But you also can't be compromisable. You can't be compromisable too easy. No culture is compromisable but us. No culture. And it's not really a race thing. It's just informing my own people. Like, this is the current situation that we in. We just need to wake up from and just have that understanding. Especially since I could talk to a lot of you guys, and you guys starting to wake up in so many different ways. I'm just sharing this type of information on you and just showing you what I do. I just show you like how I live, or this is what I do, and some of you guys can take it to the next step. Like everything I tell you, you can do it. You can search it up and you can do it. It's a lot of game I give y'all for free. I won't even charge y'all. Like as far as like a license to lend, I got a video on that, and it's a direct portal that you can go to, whatever state you live in. You can get a license to lend to be you can be a mortgage lending license. You get a mortgage lending license. Now, what a mortgage lender is, right? They're not the banks. Everybody get money lending through the banks. But when you have the license to lend as a mortgage broker, what the mortgage team need is a promissory note. Once you sign a promissory note, they send that over to the bank. The bank credit that promissory note, and they do the electronic transfer directly to the seller. And that's how transfers work with that, because you're not the bank, but you still got position. You still got a lot of power as being a mortgage lending. And so you say if you got 1,000 people in your family, you can extend everybody credit. And let's just say if you a small business, you a hair salon person, or you cut hair or anything like that, you got a small little store, you can report credit to all 3 credit bureaus. That's power. That's power. And we up there talking about, we take the smallest end of the stick. Like we just want just to be the credit repair team. You can report credit. You don't even have to be the credit repair team. And the reason why I haven't report credit is 2 reasons, right? Because I have to get my physical business location, but I'll try to put it in the private as much as possible. After that, and all I need is a website. All you need is a website. Hold on, what you need? You need the website. You need the physical business location. You need to have your inventory set up and everything like that. You have to have contracts and agreements. You can make your own contracts and agreements, like your terms and agreements and all that. And that's it. Anybody can report credit, y'all. Anybody. We've been on here for a minute. I'm gonna run up in here real quick. What's the ticket to learn? That's funny, bro. Yeah, Chicago works, but you're gonna like Chicago in the winter though. It's nice. It's not too bad in the winter, man. Like when you got a truck, man, it's so fun. It is so fun driving a truck in the winter in Chicago. Like, it's fun. Shoot. Y'all gotta protect yourself. Oh, shoot. And the reason why, I'm gonna tell y'all always gotta bring a gun in the store. Like, I've been seeing so many mass shootings going on. You gotta have a gun on you going to these stores, man. Like, you never know who coming with an assault rifle or anything like that. This country got crazy. It's crazy. Like, when I'm in Florida, it's 80 degrees. But out here, it's snowing everywhere. Man, I miss Florida so bad. Yeah. What's new, y'all? What's going on? I miss home. I miss Florida. I'm moving back home. Everybody tell me I had lost my mind to decide to move back here. You see how cold it is? Like everybody wearing coats and they shivering, we sick. Yeah, I know, right? Hey, but I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? One thing that I would say about Chicago, we got better food. Chicago got way better food. And Florida, it's like a lot of Latin food out there. Like Florida's good for oxtails and like certain Latin food, but Florida don't have Chicago when it comes to like the food. Look, you can't buy this in Florida. Let me show y'all. Only, only if you in Chicago you will ever see one of these. Hold on, y'all see this? You can you only can get this in Chicago, right? This Italian beef, dipped hot peppers, and like, man, let me see. Y'all see this right here? I got an addiction to these right here. I don't want to eat, but oh shit. But what's new, family? What's going on with y'all? What's new? Some kettle chips. Yeah, like you can't get Florida. You can't get Italian beef. Dip with hot peppers. You can't get a gyro with onions and tomatoes on it. You can't get real Chinese chicken fried rice. You can't get that in Florida. They do not have it like that. Now they do got good ass oxtails. In Chicago, I ain't never tasted no real good oxtails out here yet. So Florida wins when it comes to oxtail. But anything else, we got on the food. Pizza, like Beggar's Pizza, Home Run Inn. Man. But this winter, I'm going on a straight diet, and I got to work out, y'all, because you know, summertime coming. It's going to be right around the corner. But the do not... Hold on real quick. Look. Look, I'm going to show y'all, look. Y'all see this? Hold on. Now, Home Run Inn got an actual restaurant. Now, this Home Run Inn pizza like in the freezer. I never taste Jerk 48 oxtail. Only taste they quarter chicken. It was nice. Yeah, for real. No, fitness is real. Like the goal is I gotta work out, man. We going on a fitness journey. Like, oh shoot. Gotta work on your health. Yeah, and on top of that, Chicago got the best chicken. Florida don't have like fried chicken, like Harold's. You got Coleman's. You got like with mild sauce. Like a lot of places don't even know nothing about mild sauce. You gotta be either from New York, Chicago, anywhere in the Midwest, really. I won't even say New York. Anywhere in the Midwest. You ain't gonna really know you ain't gonna know anything about mild sauce until you come to the Midwest. Some Angus steak. They got that here too. And that's the thing why I missed. Like the real, y'all ain't never taste no real organic Mexican food until y'all come to Chicago. I'll show y'all like. Yeah, so, you know, like we got the food out here. We really do. We really do got the food out here. Anywhere, no place in the world got better food than Chicago. Besides, like when it comes to Southern food, I'll say Atlanta. Unless you say Atlanta. Texas decent. Texas, they got some good food out there. But it's the Midwest, like Texas good for like what? Barbecuing baby back rib or a big back rib or a steak. A steak that's bigger than your back in Texas. I've been to Tennessee. I had to go through Nashville. Nashville got some real good chicken out there. I ain't gonna never leave out Nashville. I was just telling my wife about Nashville. Nashville good. I taste Nashville and Chattanooga. Chattanooga, if you ever know what Chattanooga is, it's right next to Georgia. I've been to Chattanooga. But you come to Chicago, you ain't gonna never be disappointed. I'll be honest with you. You can go anywhere out here. Like whether you in the city, suburbs, you gonna find some good food. You gonna find some good food. The Ville, what's the Ville? What's the Ville, y'all?
He's right here, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, Nashville, yep. I've been to Nashville, what? 4 times I've been to Nashville in my life. One time for my cousin graduation. No, yeah, Nashville got some real good food. Now Nashville, they got Florida like it's nothing. Like Nashville, Tennessee got some real good barbecue, macaroni and cheese. It's real good in Nashville. But they don't got Chicago. I ain't gonna even lie to you on that, bro. But they got it. I ain't gonna lie, they got it. They got it. I really like their food out there. A lot of people say meat. I'm gonna tell you something crazy, right? Now, my wife, right now, she was looking into the whole vegan thing, right? Now, I killed the theory on meat, cause I said, okay, you think meat is bad? She was like, yeah, I think we're not supposed to eat meat, right? But I said, can you find in any ancient document or any ancient text why people was eating an alkaline diet? So, and I explained it to her. So I said, I told a lot of people, y'all perspective on meat is only in the United States. So y'all say, oh, this processed meat and whatever. So I went to Tanzania, Zanzibar. I got pictures when I went to Zanzibar where meat is in this pure state. What I mean pure state, where it's not manufactured, it's not processed, no injections, no steroids been added to it or nothing, right? When I seen them who eat meat in its pure state, and it's different and everything, those people not sick, they're not going through cancer or nothing. So people ain't gonna say nothing about meat, because I personally went out there to Africa to see people eat meat. You go to India, you can go to we can go to Bali, Indonesia. Those people eat fish. So look at all the fish in the world, like pescatarians. Those are some of the most healthiest people in this world. A pescatarian, they live 140 something years old. It just a lot of people basing everything off processed food. So if America make processed meat, so they don't touch the vegetables, they don't process collard greens, they don't process your cabbage, they don't do nothing to these little bananas right here. Y'all think these are real bananas? When I went to Zanzibar, they were like baby bananas, right? They were like burro, cause we had bought some back, and them mugs taste like the butter, like the mango. It tasted like butter. Yeah. New York, they pizza ain't got us. I'm not gonna lie to you. Especially deep dish pizza, and no. I've been to New York too. New York pizza do not have us. Now, New York got some good pizza, but they not better than Chicago. Yeah. Now, New York, No, y'all pizza is very thin. Y'all get like very thin crust, and like it's originated from New York and like the Italian. But when the Italians came over to Chicago, Al Capone, man, look, pizza in Chicago, we took y'all whole everything. Come to Beggar's Pizza. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all a video of me eating a slice from Beggar's, and the pizza it'll stretch like here, it's like right there, like. But I ain't gonna lie, don't eat like milk. Cow's milk is bad. Like that's why I got sinuses right now for like drinking milk. And that's why I'm trying to get rid of my sinuses because you will really gain a lot of mucus from eating a lot of that pus filled milk. Now, I agree with that. Like stay away from like a lot of dairy. Like staying away from dairy is good, y'all. Don't be eating like a lot of dairy. Like it builds up a lot of mucus. You know, what's up? What's going on? You like dairy? Well, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, like eating a lot of dairy and all that. Yeah, now that's a mucus builder for real. Like dairy is a mucus builder. If you eat a lot of dairy, because what y'all up to, man? What's new? I can't add nobody to the live. I wish this was like Instagram or something like that.
Sucks.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I never said that the meat right here is not processed, but I was just trying to tell people that meat wasn't the bad thing. Like we ate meat, we ate lamb back then, right? We ate chicken. Well, it's not even called chicken. It's called what's the name of it? Quail. Quail. It's called quail. So chicken in Africa is called quail. Quail is like a rougher type of chicken. Like it's not really called chicken. So all the chicken you see out here really processed. It's not real chicken or nothing like that. But I was just saying I went to Africa. I went to Tanzania. That's Southeast Africa. And you talking about everything out there pure. Ain't no manufacturing companies out there. You will see the quail running in the street. And they way bigger than here. And then the watermelons out there is so sweet and it's good. And everything out there cheap. When we went out there, like, man, they'll treat you like a king out there too in Africa. They would treat you like a king. You coming to Africa with $5,000, they'll treat you like a king. Luxury hotels, we was in there for a whole week, 5 days, and it only cost us $50 a day, a luxury hotel. And I'm talking about man, I love that feeling, man. Thomas 60, Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got to come to both sides. Yeah, I've been to New York. New York got good food. I will give you that. New York got some real good food. It's everything out there fast paced. Now New York, you got to be getting it if you want to live comfortable in New York. Like Chicago, you move fast, but not fast as New York. Man, you think 10,000 something in New York ain't nothing. They'll run out of your pocket faster than a cat run, like a mouse running from a cat. Like you really have to hustle in New York. Like you got to grind. You got to grind in New York. Are you open? Hold on. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. Are you open? You open? Oh, you open. All right. What? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I know, yeah. We can do a consultation, King. Hit my email up or text me. My phone number, I'm gonna drop it right now. Can I post something, Mark? Let me see. All right, my phone number is 224 463 1848. 224 463 1848. That's my phone number. And y'all can set up a consultation or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, New York, you gotta have it. You gotta hustle. And I love the New York. I love like the energy out there, like everything fast and like that city vibe. And I know it's people, a lot of people from New York live in Florida, but don't get me wrong, they like Florida. Florida's good living, but Florida, it's like New York felt like home. When I went to New York, I didn't feel out of place. It felt like home. We slept in Central Park for that night because all the hotels was booked. Like New York felt like home because it's like Chicago, but it's like a hype version of Chicago, like a more hyper version of Chicago. But it's a lot of success in New York too. So like in Chicago, our poverty-stricken neighborhoods, right? Now it's just only blacks out there, right? So it's not much opportunity. But you go to New York, you go to Queens, you might see a millionaire in a Lambo or something like that, and you might be in the projects and all that. You go to the McDonald's out there, everything moves fast. The subways and everything. Like we went to Manhattan, and man, I love New York. I'm gonna go back one day. I ain't never taste that. I ain't never taste Law, Monati, and Beggars. It don't have a flavor like New York pizza. Okay, my number is 224-463 1848. Can I post it? Let me see. No, I don't think I could. Oh, shit. Nah, I can't post my phone number. That's crazy. Yeah, I can't post my phone number. Appreciate it, bro. Mel, peace and love, bro. Man, I thank you for that. For real. Hey, y'all bought any houses yet with the 1099A? Any mansions been bought? Not just playing though. Yeah, when I found out the whole thing about the 1099A, it was crazy, man. Cause you know everybody had their hopes up for that. Everybody thought they was invincible. They probably made $10 million just by convincing everybody that the 1099A is a check and you would get paid for it. So everybody believed it. I'm gonna show y'all the 1099 way through the credit. Where you get a free car and you never gotta pay for it. Oh, but you gotta know how to watch out for that repo, man. Listen, one thing about hiring your vehicle from repo, you got 120 days. You got 120 days that you gotta be on. Really, you got 60, 70 because the repo don't start to really the first 2 months after. But after that, because you waiting for that charge off. Once you get that charge off, then it's up. You straight. Now, I ain't gonna say they ain't gonna never come back, but they gonna sell the debt. But it's best to say you transfer to sold the vehicle. Because when you transfer and sold the vehicle, you get them notice, this is what they gonna do. Now, you a national, right? They gonna cancel the registration, and they gonna cancel your insurance policy. And after they cancel your registration, you gotta drive without that. Now, if you ain't got no contracts with the state, for the most part, you'll be good, but you gotta make sure all that handled first, so. Oh, you over there? Oh, shit. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, fam. lost. We lost. He lost. We lost. The corporation won against the country. If you know somebody that got paid from the 1099A, you won't be on this live. Trust me, you would be with that person. You would be, how you do that? How you do that? Or they must have told you about the 1099A. You just thought like, yeah. But it's okay though. Yeah. If it was real, I would have showed y'all the results from it. Listen, I would have been the first person to show y'all the results. I done it myself. It's not like we ain't put no effort in it. It ain't like we filed it incorrectly. We filed it correctly. It's not a check. But it's okay. It's trial and error. It's trial and error, y'all. That's the main thing you gotta realize. It's trial and error. Everything ain't gonna be perfect all the time. Everything ain't gonna go your way all the time. Everything ain't gonna go my way all the time. Like, it's okay. You live and you learn. But next time, you sure? But next time we're just gonna be way more precise. How you doing? We're gonna be way more precise, and we're gonna know how to get it. Yeah. Shit. Oh. Woo. If y'all live somewhere warm, stay there. Woo. Woo. Shit. I used to wake up. I used to walk by the pool. I used to fish 8 in the morning, and it'd be some good weather. What the hell type of shit is this? Oh, you might move to California. You might move to California or something. Something. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Boy, Chicago. I do not miss this. We've been gone 3 years, and my body got to adapt back to the cold weather. I'm not used to waking up and weather being this cold. I'm used to waking up with sandals, talking to you guys on live, and 90 degrees hitting my skin. Oh, shit. This grind mode in Chicago, like, you're going to be in grind mode when you come back. Ain't no sitting down or anything like that. You gotta be moving. Like, you would think in Chicago, like, you would think in Florida you'll lose a lot of weight, but actually it's actually inverse. Like, you will lose way more weight in Chicago than you would in Florida, because Florida is so laid back and like calm that, I don't know, you would just like keep eating like bread and like pop and everything like that, and suddenly you'll know you'll blow up. When I went to Florida, I was so light and then gained so much weight out there. Keep eating because there's nothing. All you really can do in Florida is eat and sleep. You can't do nothing else really in Florida. You can, but it's like the sun like literally numbs you in Florida. So I want to go back. I want to go back to being numbed by the sun. Man, we can't do this. I can't do this. This. Yeah, it's the Windy City, yo. This is the Windy City for real. Oh, shoot. This is the Windy City, man. It's the Windy City, man. So I'm gonna make some more videos real soon. On how to dodge the repo and all that. But I do consultations on it. I charge $150 to teach y'all how to get out of repossessions, how to remove the damn tracker, and how to like protect yourself from skip tracing. If y'all don't know what skip tracing is, it's pretty much when the debtor trying to find the borrower. Now the old EIN that I have, the auto loan, what I had the auto loan on, and what's so crazy is right in the worst in crazy scenarios, the auto loan was reversed back on my damn credit. Remember I posted that right under my clip because a couple days prior it was all off my credit. I only had one account. Then what happened was the credit bureaus reversed the account back on my damn credit with the inquiries. Now that can happen occasionally, I guess, if somebody disputed or anything like that, or they seen something that was inaccurate in what I filed. But it's still good because I'm just waiting for the charge off. I'm personally just waiting for the charge off. This thing still going? Yeah, so I'm personally just waiting for the charge off, and after the charge off, that's when I take all action. Because you gotta wait till they charge it off to do your next move. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up off here, y'all. Peace and love, y'all. Man, stay safe, everybody. What the hell, my phone go? All right, man. Okay, y'all. Peace and love, family. Blessings, y'all. Blessings, man. I'm about to be. All right. I'm gone, y'all. I'm gone.